When his son fell and fractured his arm, this Brampton father decided to use his expertise to help. Hargadeep Singh uses 3D printers at his workplace and printed a cast that he thinks is better than the traditional ones. Talia Ricci has the story.
But he wanted to be a superhero, try to jump off a chair.
But 3-year-old Anmol Singh ended up in Emerge with a fractured arm instead.
The doctor said, it's about a 7 days waiting period before we can book him back into fracture clinic. We said, okay, he's on a temporary sling. Can we make his experience better?
Singh wanted to create a 3D printed cast. Since he works in this space, he tapped into his professional network across the globe for help. The end result was a lightweight, waterproof, 3D printed cast made just for him.
My wife had a really interesting idea. She said, how about I reach out to my family and friends, get them to send some personalized stickers and messages, kind of like what you do with a Sharpie. And then he really likes Paw Patrol. So then he said, Papa, I want Paw Patrol, because he kept on pointing to that sticker. So I made him another one. So, in the future, if he wants to switch it around or if we clean him up, he has a couple different options that he can match up with. Over the head.
And while the 3-year-old seems to be fairly comfortable, his cast got the seal of approval from his doctor, too.
I was impressed just with the model and the printing. It was really nice, essentially. Definitely, it's useful, and I think it ultimately will be the future of casting. When that future comes, though, that's the question. I think it took several hours to print the cast. In general, to put a cast on your arm, it takes about 5 minutes. So that's what they're going to be competing against.
But this dad seems up for the challenge.
We all have, our cell phones in our pockets, but everybody wants a personal cover. So why should a brace be limited to, a standard old brace?
Anmol is expected to recover in a couple of weeks, but will be avoiding jumping off chairs for the foreseeable future. Talia Ricci, CBC News, Toronto.
He is a cutie, Colette, but look, on a weekend like this with the holes in there, right, instead of that heavy cast we usually wear, it would come in handy this weekend for that little guy.
Oh, yeah. Innovation. I love it. We know how, if you've ever had one, you can really start sweating in there and then they don't smell so good. So, yes, that's a wonderful story there. And the story of our weather, we know there's a heat